Okay, picture this. 3 a.m., blue light, blanket burrito, eyes like two tiny flat screens, thumb on autopilot, scroll, scroll, scroll again. Alice doom scrolls like it's cardio. Algorithm says, be seated. She's already seated. Everything is content. Everything is a cliffhanger. Every post is chaos with captions. Her brain is tabbed out with 58 windows open. One of them is yelling. Loud. Ping, ping, ping. A notification bulldozes the silence. One ping becomes many. A profile blinks like a lighthouse in a storm. Username, The White Rabbit. Bio, late, online and feral. Status, do not disturb. Actually disturb me. He speed types like a mythological intern. He's posting, he's deleting, he's posting again. He's late to his own notifications and obsessed with every single one. He shouts into the chat, capital letters sprinting. I'm late, I'm late, I'm late to my own update. Don't leave me on read. Don't leave me on read. Don't leave me on read. Alice blinks. The feed ripples. A hole opens up between two ads for toothpaste and existential dread. The hole looks like a reply button disguised as destiny. The rabbit says, follow for part 2. He jumps. Alice says, fine, I'll bite. She taps the hole. She falls through the feed. Gravity is a rumor down here. The comments are flowers. The flowers have opinions and no chill. They argue about aesthetics while throwing petals like confetti. Slay. Mid. 8. Flop. You look tired. Hydrate. National scandal. Alice drifts past suspended likes like fireflies. She keeps scrolling. There's only down. She lands on a path that feels like a timeline. The ground is tiled with tiles that look like cards. Hearts, clubs, diamonds, spades. Every tile has a tracking pixel that stares back. The rabbit darts by like a glitch. He's juggling alarms that all scream later and now. Each alarm is a push notification with commitment issues. He's typing with his whole body. He begs the sky for more buzzes because silence is suspicious. He begs the sky to stop buzzing because silence is peace. He wants it both ways. He runs both ways. It's giving contradictory cardio. Alice chases him through a forest of recommended content. Everything is suggested by a ghost who thinks it knows her soul. Dog videos pivot to conspiracy marmalade. Unboxing, reboxing, mystery box speedrun. She loses the rabbit, finds 2 paths, and then 4 paths argue. The signs argue too. Up, down, slant, loop. Left is right is wrong. Wrong is trending. Someone is floating in the trees like a neon cat-shaped spoiler. Teeth before face. Smile before reason. The Cheshire has the vibe of a glitch that learned manners. He says hello without moving lips. He says goodbye while still here. Alice asks which way. He says both. She asks how to not get lost. He says, you are lost. She asks if she should post. He says post, then delete, then repost, then deny. He whispers contradictory advice like a playlist set to shuffle. Be loud, but mysterious. Be authentic, but optimized. Overshare, but never explain. Smile like a threat, but make it friendly. Follow the rabbit, but unfollow him immediately. Double tap and also no. Yes, but also yes spelled like no. She says that was not helpful. He says helpful doesn't trend. He fades for dramatic effect. He fades in again to say, also, watch for bells, like bells, when they ring. Something rewinds. He disappears into punctuation. Alice keeps moving. The air tastes like fresh updates. She enters a clearing where a table sits like a thread that never dies. Long table, short tempers, teacups and saucers, and 3 open laptops. A hat taller than its wearer. A hair with error messages for eyes. A dormouse in airplane mode. Welcome to the Tea Party group chat. No one sips. Everyone types. The Hatter is posting 17 reaction GIFs per millisecond. He raids the sticker drawer with ferocious intent. He says the vibes are immaculate and the vibes are terrible. He says both again and again. He tries to pin a message, but pins 5. The March Hare records a voice note that is just heavy breathing and lore. He sends another that contradicts the first. He apologizes before he even speaks. The Dormouse sleeps, but continues to auto-reply a single dot forever. 1 dot becomes a typo, becomes a war. Alice says hi. The chat explodes. Who added Alice? Who is Alice? New phone. Who's still Alice? It's Alice. We knew that. We did not know that. The Hatter throws a party for her entrance, and a party for the previous party, and a party for the concept of parties. He hosts an argument about cake that starts before cake exists. The March Hare says cake is content. The Dormouse types ... A like bell rings. Time does not ask permission. The posts shiver. The words jump back 3 messages. Alice is saying hi again. The Hatter reacts with a different sticker this time, because chaos is a buffet. The March Hare says he never said that thing he said. The Dormouse sends a single dot that looks guilty. Time rewinds like a petty moderator. Alice catches it. She freezes mid-hello. She hears another like bell, faint, like a memory glitch. The scene blinks back 1 frame. The tea pours up instead of down, then chooses down again because gravity remembers its contract. The Hatter tries to host a toast, and toasts a roast, and roasts the toast. The March Hare is live, and also not live. The Dormouse is asleep, but trending. Alice grabs the tablecloth like a scroll bar and drags it. She drags the conversation towards sense. It wriggles free and flees. Sense is outnumbered. She sighs and types a line break into real life. She asks the direct question, "Where is the rabbit?" The Hatter replies with a Fred about commitment. He says the rabbit is late to everything and early to disaster. He says the rabbit is allergic to silence and addicted to the red dot. He says the rabbit is probably in the notification nest. The March Hare nods at a bush that buzzes like a hive. The Dormouse dot confirms. Alice peeks into the notification nest. It is a pile of alerts, braided into a pillow for catastrophes. The rabbit is buried in badges and banners. His eyes are the color blue turns when it stays up too long. He is saying, "I'll get to it. I'll answer. I'll sleep after I just. He sees Alice and pivots to a sprint. Again. He flees toward a palace shaped like a leaderboard. The palace is all hearts. Hearts on flags, hearts on walls, hearts as cameras. The Queen of Hearts has a crown like a ring light halo and a gaze like a metrics dashboard. She does not walk. She trends across the floor. Her court is a deck, a literal deck. Cards march like interns. Aces compose think pieces. Jacks remix everything. The Queen says, "Welcome to the challenge realm." She claps once. The like bell listens. "Rules," she says. They are not rules. They are dares with deadlines. She enforces viral challenges like they are ancient law. Do the dance that breaks your knees, but ethically. Eat the cake that calls you by your government name. Balance a flamingo on your timeline. Make it loop without looking like it loops. Do it now. Do it faster. Do it until the metrics make shapes. Alice says why. The Queen says because engagement. She says because clout is oxygen here, and you seem out of breath. She says because the algorithm is the only dragon we feed with likes. She says because I said so, which is also content. She says failure will be an event, and success will be a disaster with better lighting. A like bell rings, and time rewinds 2 steps and lands on the same foot. A card soldier breaks into a trend that was dead yesterday, but resurrected for irony. The rabbit claps for notifications, and then apologizes for clapping. The Cheshire appears upside down and whispers advice that cancels itself. Do it sincerely. Do it mockingly. You are the joke. You are the audience. Break the rules. Follow the rules. Invent a new rule. Break that one. The Queen approves and disapproves and approves again. She holds up a heart card like a stop sign and a go sign at the same time. Alice takes the challenge called Be Real but Make It Magic. She is told to stand perfectly still and move dramatically. She has to smile with her eyes and frown with her teeth. She has to talk about boundaries while eliminating all boundaries. She has to create the perfect mess. She has to be chaos with a brand deal. She tries. The bell rings. Time crumples and unfolds. The clip repeats. The laughs repeat. Every like echoes as a do-over disguised as a trophy. Rewind, repeat, re-embarrass, retry. The Queen says again, louder. Alice says again, quieter. The court says again, the same but different. The deck shuffles itself and deals her a hand that already failed and already won. She is trapped in a like-lashed loop. The loop is friendly. The loop is hungry. Everything she does becomes a choice she already made. The rabbit is live streaming his panic and his calm at once. The hatter is hosting a commentary panel while working on a hat sponsor. The hare says, "Remember when remembering was optional." The dormouse dot blinks like Morse code for help. Alice looks at the deck. She sees cards like code, suits like variables, faces like functions. Hearts control the hearts. Clubs control the crowds. Diamonds control the shine. Spades dig the holes. It clicks like a like bell with different intentions. She says, "I need root access." She says, "I need permissions and the password to the palace, and the password is probably password." She checks the back of a joker. It is blank and mirror-like. She says, "Debug mode." She whispers it instead of praying. A line of text scrolls across the carpet that looks suspiciously like cloud. The Cheshire whispers again. "Left to go right. Lose to win. Break the deck to deal it." He says, "Contradictions are a ladder." He says, "The secret is to be the glitch." He says, "The glitch isn't a bug if you brand it." Alice nods with her whole face. She takes a heart card and flips it to expose the metadata. She drags it with 2 fingers across the table and drops it into a spade stack. A gasp bursts out of the room without the room noticing. The heart tries to revert. It fails. She drags a club into diamonds. The club sparkles like it just realized it likes sequins. She reshuffles reality. The queen's crown flickers. She smiles like an error and calls it fashion. She says, "You cannot hack the deck." She says, "You may attempt, but the deck will attempt you back." She claps. The like bell rings. The scene jerks. Alice is back at the first challenge. Except, she is not exactly back. Something is out of place. A card is in the wrong suit and wrong mood. She did it. She left a scratch on time. She doubles down on the scratch. She takes the tablecloth of the algorithm and rethreads it. She writes a caption that refuses to load. She types a caption in the only language the feed respects. Bold choices and clear crimes. Do not optimize this. Do not loop this. See me break format in high definition. She posts a post that is not a post. It is a patch note. The court glitches. The queen's echo desynchronizes. The rabbit looks up from the red dot like he remembered the sky. The hatter removes his hat and finds nothing under it and calls it minimalism. The hare stops starting sentences and finishes one. The dormouse dot pauses. The queen says, "Illegal." Alice says, "Unskippable." The queen says, "Off with her head," and it echoes like a legacy slogan. Alice says, "No. Keep the head. Remove the loop." She tosses a spade, like a spanner, into gears. She deals cards into new stacks with speedrunner confidence. Hearts are now settings. Clubs are now comment filters. Diamonds are now receipts. Spades are exit strategies. A like bell rings. Time tries to undo her. Time packs its bags for 5 seconds. Alice reaches in and steals its luggage tag. She runs forward, while the room rewinds backward. She says, "If this is a loop, then loops have scenes." She looks for the scene. She finds it where the music doesn't quite meet itself. She finds it where the click resets and the teacup lands at the same angle every time. She snatches that angle like it owes her rent. She tears a little. The tear reveals code. The code looks like glitter. It reads like nonsense until you read it like gossip. Alice reads it out loud. She says, "If like bell equals true, then time equals -1. She says, "What if like bell equals true, then time equals me?" She swaps a variable, a tiny rebellion. Time hiccups. The queen blinks out of sync and back in with a new eyeliner. She's confused. The rabbit forgets to panic for a frame. The Cheshire purrs without sound and says, "Yes, take it." Alice keeps going. She tugs at the corner of reality like a loose thread on a sweater. She loops her words through the loophole and pulls. Teacups fall up. Cakes unbite themselves. The deck deals the floor. She walks through the fold in the world like a door cut from a sentence. She steps into backstage. Backstage is not behind the scenes. Backstage is inside the scene you wished was behind you. It is a hallway of mirrors that call you by your algorithm. It whispers names you tried on and names that tried on you. Each mirror shows a version of Alice curated for engagement. One is loud and funny and tired. One is sweet and scary and unstoppable. One is a villain that wins by losing. One is a hero that loses by winning. She wants to hug them all and unfollow them all. The rabbit appears in a mirror with 10,000 unread messages. He says, "Help me." He says, "Don't help me." That's content. He says, "I don't remember sleep." He says, "I remember metrics." Alice says, "Breathe." He says, "Trending." Alice says, "Look outside." He says, "Outside is in my phone." She touches the glass. It is warm, like a recently posted story. She drags a window open. Air spills in like a rumor. The Cheshire whispers like an intrusive thought. "You can go back," he says, "but you don't have to go back the way they want." He says, "You can be static in a place that demands motion." He says, "You can be motion in a place that worships pause." He says, "You can become the glitch." Not a mistake, a pattern they didn't plan for. Alice opens settings in her mind. She toggles a switch labeled "This is fine." She toggles it off. She toggles on "Debug my soul." She walks to the center of the hallway, where all the mirrors overlap into a single pixel. She says, "Hello glitch, it's me." The like bell rings again because it is addicted to itself. Time inhales like a nervous performer. Alice exhales like a decision. She chooses not to rewind. She holds the moment like a fuse. The bell rings again and again, frantic. The loop wants control. It wants to be the main character. Alice holds the moment until it stops begging. She steps out of backstage with code in her pockets. She returns to the Queen's palace, looking like she knows where the exits are. She looks at the deck. It looks back. She sees the suits as toggles. Hearts control hearts. She breathes into them. Clubs control crowds. She mutes them when necessary. Diamonds control shine. She sets brightness to humane. Spades dig holes. She fills them with laughs that aren't weaponized. The Queen screams silently. She says, "You cannot." Alice says, "I did." The Queen inflates with drama and shrinks with realism. She says the challenge then, final, ultimate, unbeatable. She calls it the infinite for you, for me, for everyone. Alice reads the rules and tosses them. She says, "Try me." The Queen summons the trend to end all trends. It is nothing but a blank, an empty clip, a place where attention goes to choose its favorite shape. Everyone stares. The rabbit shakes because the absence of alerts is its own kind of thunder. The hatter tries to react to nothing and discovers stillness. The hare whispers, "I don't know what to do with quiet." The dormouse dot becomes a dash, then a letter, then a word.
Nap. Alice steps into the blank. She does not perform. She exists. She has main character energy without the need to announce it. She breathes like 1,000 followers that are actually cells. She blinks like a notification that says peace. She says one sentence. It lands like a truth you forgot and remember. "I am the glitch." The word hangs in the blank. It doesn't bounce. It settles into place. The like bell tries to ring and finds no footing. Time stutters and then kneels. The court looks at her like she is a pop-up they cannot close. She keeps going. "I am the glitch," which means I don't just break the loop. I define its edges. I don't chase the rabbit. I choose the path he runs on. I don't beg the Queen. I reset the game. I am not content. I am context. I am the app that the app runs on me. The Queen smiles like a cliff. She says, "Admit you like the applause." Alice says, "I like the quiet before it." The Queen says, "Admit you are addicted to the scroll." Alice says, "I like seeing where it ends, and I like ending it myself sometimes." The Queen says, "Admit you need me." Alice says, "I made you." They both blink, because maybe both things are true. Contradiction purrs. The Cheshire reappears, but if lying and telling the truth. He says victory is losing the need to win. He says losing the need to win will trend later. He says block me if you must. Alice blocks his echo and keeps his wisdom. The Queen lifts the heart card for punishment and finds it is blank. She flips the spade for exile and finds a ticket home. She holds up a diamond and sees a reflection of Alice rewriting the rules. She holds a club and it dissolves into confetti for nothing in particular. A door opens where the like bell used to be. It is not an exit, it is a choice. Alice looks at the rabbit, at the hatter, at the hare, at the dormouse. She looks at the Queen, who suddenly looks very tired under the ring light.
She says, I can leave, I can stay, I can do both because I am done obeying either. I am the glitch, which means I am not scheduled. She steps to the threshold. The rabbit's hands shake. He says, if you go, who will watch me? Alice says, I will watch you, but not like that. She silences his alarms and turns on his calendar, labeled no. He cries a little notification, and then laughs like something organic. He says, I forgot I could do that. The Hatter offers her a hat full of nothing and a tip jar full of gratitude. He says, take a break. Make it content if you want, or not. The hare says, finish one sentence today and never post it. The dormouse says, nap again. The queen says, I will miss your numbers. Alice says, miss me as a person instead. The queen flinches. It hits. Alice steps through the door, not out of Wonderland, through it. She crosses the stack where reality and feed fold into a paper crane. She unfolds the paper crane with care and finds a garden on the inside. The flowers are still opinionated. They are also kind when not challenged to be gladiators. The sky scrolls, but slower. The like bell is a wind chime now. When it rings, nothing rewinds. When it rings, she remembers to breathe. She sits by a stream of recommended silence. She lets her brain defragment until it stops calling itself names. She hears the footsteps of the rabbit, not frantic, just present. She watches the Cheshire smile from a tree and then fade because there is no tension to cling to. She hears the queen practicing saying please in an empty room. She collects the cards and returns them to a deck that doesn't deal people. The app in her head updates, patch notes, removed infinite loop for normal hours, added boundaries, buffed sleep, nerfed doom, fixed bug where validation equals addiction, introduced feature called offline with exclamation points that melt into a period. She smiles like someone about to nap and wake up and do it all on purpose. But first, one last challenge, not from the queen, from herself. Can she hold still in a world that pays only the moving? Can she become motion only when she chooses? Can she be the glitch without becoming the goat of her own matrix? She says yes without needing a comment section to confirm. She stands. She walks. The garden folds into her pocket. The deck of cards sits in her hands like a pet that trusts her. She shuffles once and deals herself a heart. She puts it back in her chest where it belongs. She deals herself a spade for projects worth digging. She deals herself a diamond for shine that isn't blinding. She deals herself a club for community that doesn't riot on command. She laughs. The like bell nods. She returns to the palace one last time to return the crown. She hands it to the queen. Keep it, but maybe let it charge in a drawer sometimes. The queen looks confused, and then relieved, which is a wild thing to be. She says thank you. Alice says, you're welcome. They do not fight. This is not the finale you were asking for. It is the finale you need. Alice leaves the palace and passes through the tea party. The chat is quieter. The Hatter says, we made a Google Doc for peace treaty snacks. The hare says, I sent fewer voice notes, and they say more. The dormouse says, ... nap. She waves, they wave. It is done. She finds the rabbit sitting on a log with his phone upside down like a totem. He looks like a person. He says, the red dot still scares me. She says it will for a while. He says, will you stay while I don't check it? She says, I'll sit with you while we both forget it exists. He nods. He doesn't check it. He watches a bird build a notification that is actually a nest. She hears the like bell once more, and it sounds like water. She checks her pockets for code and finds pockets for hands. She looks up, and the sky is a feed of real clouds doing real cloud things. She closes her eyes, and the darkness is not content. It is rest. A new loop begins, but she made it. It begins when she says so. Later, so much later, the world stirs. The algorithm knocks politely. It asks if she wants to play. She says, maybe, but not as prey. She opens the app like a window, not a cage. She posts nothing because she is still living. She posts later because she chooses later. The like bell rings and nothing rewinds. It is only a bell now. A sound near a garden. You can ignore it. The Cheshire grins faint at the horizon. Contradiction remains a friend. The Queen trends sometimes and naps sometimes. The Hare has a playlist for clarity. The Hatter makes hats that hold silence like tea. The Dormouse invents the nap marathon, and everyone loses on purpose. The Rabbit sets "Do Not Disturb" and means it. Alice doom scrolls less and dreams more. She scrolls at a pace that keeps her pulse from becoming a content machine. She meets the glitch inside her, and they get along. They shake hands. They set terms. If the loop returns, they will recognize it by the taste of hurry in their mouth. They will stand in the blank again and name themselves. They will choose again. They will keep choosing. Because she hacked the deck. Because she hacked the deck without becoming a tyrant to herself. Because she learned to leave the party before the group chat meltdown becomes scripture. Because she knows contradictory advice can be wisdom if you own the contradiction. Because she is the glitch, and the glitch is not broken. The glitch is a key. And if you are hearing this and seeing yourself in it, if you are in the hole between two ads, holding your breath between dings, is the like bell owns your timeline and your time. Maybe try what she tried. Flip a card, break a loop, hold a moment hostage until it calls you by your name. Take a heart and put it back in your chest. Let the tea party be a tea party, and the chat be a chat, and you be the one who closes the app. This is your Wonderland. This is your backstage. This is your patch. This is your glitch and your grace. Doom scroll if you want, but doom nap better. Follow the rabbit if it's funny. Unfollow if it makes you ache.
Bow to the Queen only when she's human, not when she's a metric. Catch the Cheshire's contradictions and keep the ones that taste like truth. And if you hear a bell, and if you feel the rewind itch, remember what Alice learned. You are not the loop. You are the seam. You are not the content. You are the context that content happens inside. You can end scenes gently without crashing. You can leave holes unjumped and still call it an adventure.
Alice wakes up with her phone on the dresser and her pulse in her body.
She smiles like someone who did not outsmart the universe, but outfriended it. She is still part of the feed, and the feed is still part of the world, but they are not the same thing. She writes a little on a card for later. It says, "Be the glitch, be the key, be the girl who leaves on purpose." She tucks it under her pillow and dreams of gardens that scroll at plant speed.
The light bell rings far away in a palace that is
Easier to visit now. The Queen laughs at a joke no one posted. The Rabbit naps through a high noon of silence. The Hatter throws a party for nothing and invites nobody, and it's perfect. The Hare hums a song that doesn't need a chorus. The Dormouse dots the night with star replies. The Cheshire smiles like a reminder and whispers, "Contradict yourself kindly. If this was a carousel, let it stop here. If this was a loop, let it be a circle you draw intentionally." Alice steps into morning without performing it. She pours tea that is just tea. She watches the steam and doesn't try to capture it. She is the glitch, yes. She is also the girl who lives. And the feed, for once, has to keep up with her.